Welcome to the How to Multiply Cash Flow in Your Business presentation, the 4 critical pillars of a recession-proof business. I am very excited to be here, to be chatting with you for the next little while, and also I am really excited to be a part of the Combat Champion Summit. I'm really thankful and privileged and excited to be a part of this summit. I usually like to start off my presentations or trainings with inspiring words. And recently I was in a board meeting and we had a guest presenter, I think it was a government official, and they shared this quote, "I am because we are." It's some person said it's unknown, but recently someone also told me that it is an African proverb. But either way, it is very, very powerful. The importance of community support, the importance of having others on our journey with us, the impact of others, the contribution of others to our journey. And as an immigrant from Jamaica, I often reflect on my journey of life, times when I was overwhelmed, the tears, the excitement, and I'll never forget the role, the impact, the importance of support, my support system, family, friends, acquaintances, and as business owners, entrepreneurs, CEOs, support is very, very, very important. So let's talk about cash flow for your business, money in your business. Where do you stand? What is your state or position? Let's get that scale going. Where do you stand? Are you counting every dollar, every cent to figure out why is there a shortage? It's more bills than money. And there's a saying, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. Is that where you are at? Or are you like, okay, I have no money shortages. I'm fine, no bank overdraft. And it's interesting because I had a client recent this last year and they didn't have a bank overdraft. They was like, okay, we're good. However, when we got certain systems and processes flowing in their business, we got in over $100,000 last year in this era of the pandemic at the time of this recording. And it was like, okay, we had that much money out there outstanding. Yes, they did. So point one to note, because you don't have a bank overdraft doesn't mean that you don't have a cash flow problem, cash flow issue. So regardless of where you are today, listen in for the next few minutes. You are going to learn how your business can move from sales to profits to cash flow. Yes, profits and cash flow are different, and how you can be more profitable, how you can grow your business, become a hero or a heroine in your business. Grab your pen, paper, notebook, tablet, whatever works for you, water. I want you to soak in every moment of this presentation. I don't want you to be missing anything. So there are various articles on Forbes which talk about the importance of cash flow, handling money, managing money. Why is it so important? Why is it such an important area in business? And this is a quote from Richard Branson. Never take your eyes off the cash flow. It is the lifeblood of your business. You never want to do that. Cash flow, it's to us like air, oxygen. We can't survive as humans without oxygen, air, right? So in the same way, your business will never survive without cash flow. I also want us to note, this is important, the difference between profits and cash flow. I didn't have my lemons and my oranges here. I usually have them when I'm presenting. But however, it is important to know that profits and cash flow are key measurements of a business, key way to measure how a business is being operated. However, they are different. Talk about melons. Now melons. Let's talk about lemons and oranges for a bit. They're both citrus fruits. They both offer vitamin C, very healthy. However, if you choose to put a lemon or an orange on your salad or in a drink, the flavor is going to be different. It impacts the food, your body, the taste in different ways, right? Still very healthy for your body. So when it comes to profits and cash flow, they are important ways to measure your business, measure the state of your business. However, your business will never survive without cash flow. They are different indicators. They're telling you different things. However, it is important to understand that without cash flow, your business will never survive. Your business can be profitable and not have cash flow, vice versa. So I'll just move my head out of the way a little bit here. Yes. So we are going to cover the 4 types of cash flow you need to know about, how cash flow protects your business, how to increase cash flow, and how cash flow drives your company's growth and competitiveness. Let's talk about Ferris wheels for a little bit. Why Ferris wheels? Just a few months ago in the summer, my sons and I have twin boys, they're 7 years old. They keep me learning and relearning. So we were at an amusement park and the question came up, let's go on the Ferris wheel. And it might seem like what's the big deal? However, I realized that growing up over the years, initially my teen years growing up, I think up to when I was in my 20s, I was very excited. I loved the thrill of Ferris wheels, roller coasters. However, as I got older, I'm not too sure what happened, but I was just not wanting to do it. I was almost to the point of being scared. So here was I, we were at the amusement park. This question came up, what do I do? So I'm like, do I say I'm too scared, I can't go? Or do I push past that and say, okay, let's go? We did it. We went on the Ferris wheel. I was scared, but we went and the memories are amazing. We still talk about it. Why are we talking about Ferris wheel? To remind you of the importance of embracing the different seasons in your life. There will be changes, right? It's important to understand that each decision you make as the seasons change will change the trajectory of your life, of your business as well, right? So it is important to just be on that road to growth. Change, do better, improve, grow. It could be I need to learn more, I need to get more support, I need to change my softwares, whatever it is, be committed to the various seasons as your life and your business changes. So, the 4 types of cash flow that we need to know about, that you need to know about. Okay, I'm just gonna, okay, let's keep going. So, operating cash flow, investing cash flow, financing cash flow, and cash flow from what's called non-financial activities. So, operating cash flow, that is cash flow that is from, I call it the day-to-day runnings of the business. Whatever revenues or sales are coming in, whatever expenses you have, they impact your net income. It is important to understand how that type of cash flow operates, right? Because when you understand that, then it's going to impact decisions that you have to make, strategy, banking decisions, financial decisions as well. Invest in cash flow. That has to do with long-term or non-current assets, long-term assets. So what are the investments of the business? Where are you getting money coming in from investments? Loans? Are you purchasing equipment? Investing, things that are contributing to the longer-term operation of the business. Financing activities, financing cash flow, those are from what's called short-term, non-current liabilities, amounts you owe others, and from amounts, if you're a company, if you're incorporated owners equity. That relates to if you're issuing dividends, if there's debt, if there's stock. So getting into where we getting money from to finance the operations of the business. This is important because especially if you're in a situation where you are constantly having to get more debt, more credit card loans, more line of credit, if you know that's where the source of your cash flow is coming from, that is a red flag for your business. And we're going to get into that a little bit more. So again, it is important to understand the source of your cash flow, the source of your cash. The last one we'll talk about is non-cash flow, right? So those are where those amounts, those types of impacts will impact your profits, your profitability. However, you're not going to see the cash right away. So it can go vice versa. You might have taxes being charged taxes, but you can defer payment until a little longer. So understanding how that works, depreciation, amortization, you know that, okay, these are expenses, we'll incur, vice versa. However, it might not take an instant time to see that cash in your business. We've been going for a little bit. Take a deep breath, stretch, whatever you need to take, because we're going to keep going. Stretch, deep breath, let's keep going. How does cash flow protect your business? Different ways. It is so important to constantly be protected though. So cash flow, understanding how cash flow works in your business will help you to be protected from bankruptcy, you know, protect your profitability, set you up to be recession proof, for positioning for growth, and also it impacts your social strategy. So I had another case where someone reached out to me on LinkedIn and they were like, I'm owed over $30,000 and it's just accumulated over a number of years. And they were pretty embarrassed and overwhelmed and they felt defeated, a small business owner, this is happening. And we chatted and, in explaining to them that strategies used by larger corporations can be customized for your small business, that was very enlightening. And again, it is showing that when you understand cash flow, you are positioned to be protected from being bankrupt. Bankruptcy doesn't happen overnight. There's this myth that I'm on a mission to break down where it's like bankruptcy happens overnight. It's never overnight. There are key signs that are missed or ignored, and that will lead to bankruptcy. Profitability. You want to ensure that your company is profitable. Again, you don't want it to be a situation where you're not being profitable, you're constantly having losses. That's just not good. Recession proof. Having different sources of cash flow coming in positions your business for when there are downtimes in business. Again, we spoke about seasons. So we'll have seasons in your industry, the economy, the world. So you want to be positioned for these various seasons. Growth. You want to make sure that your business is growing, because when your business is growing, it opens it up to so many new avenues. Social strategy. Are you going to be thinking about supporting certain organizations with key donations? Like one of my value is ensuring that the basic needs of humans are met, especially children. So recently we've started supporting child in Africa. So these are some of the things you want to think about. What is your social strategy going to be, and how that will impact your business so that your cash flow is positioned to support your social strategy? How can you increase cash flow? The key thing I want you to think about is this acid test, right? So the acid test, it's a key ratio for your business. And in examining the acid test, we have to look at the various seasons of business, right? Is it the short term? Is it the long term? What is happening in your business? Are you positioned, prepared for these areas? You want to also know about your cash conversion cycle. How easy are you converting your inventory, or easy are you, whatever you're selling, is it being converted to actual cash? I like to think about the instance where we'll say I made a sale. A lot of persons, we talk about 6, 7 figures in sale, but then did you actually get paid? Are those monies actually in your bank account? That is important, your cash conversion cycle. You also want to think about, in under this whole asset test umbrella, the emergency fund. When there's a crisis, how are you prepared for that? Could you be, if you had a situation where you didn't have any sales for the next few months, how would you manage? Sales and growth rate ratio. How fast is your business growing, or how slow is your business growing? That is very, very important as well. That's another ratio we use. The burn rate or the runaway. How quickly would you run out of cash? If you never made a sale for the next 6 months, how quickly would you have no cash in your bank account? So under the asset test umbrella of your business, you have all these different components that are used to really help and position your business to increase cash flow. And of course, it ties into your strategy and so forth in your business. Let's pause to talk about taxes. Taxes are the largest expense of your business, your company. However, I find so many CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business owners fail to plan for taxes. when you're failing to plan for taxes, it's increasing your risk as a business. You risk losing deductions, credits, filing delays, there are penalties, you get into interest, all these areas. So tax planning is not when you take your figures to the tax preparer, the accountant, the CPA in the nick of the deadline, work a miracle. No. Tax planning is a strategy, a calculated strategy to legally, and I'm going to emphasize legally, pay less taxes. There are lots of ways to legally pay less taxes. So you want to be positioned for that and preparing for that. So having a tax plan to do that. You have to take into consideration, for example, decisions. Are you going to lease or buy? Are you going to purchase the item this year or next year? Invest, getting into all these strategies. How are you going to pay yourself? All these areas come under the umbrella of tax planning. Let's talk about budgets. And budgets are sometimes person like, I don't want to do a budget because it's going to restrict me. What I want you to look at budgets in a new light. Budgets position you to be more profitable, increase your cash flow. So budgets help your business to grow your company and so forth. So it's important to use budgets, and it's not just to prepare a budget and it stops there. We have to dive into what are the variances each month, what is happening, looking what I call at beyond the numbers. So budgets are very important. It can help to decide if you're going to buy that cat or not. So budgets are very, very, very important. And one of the things that budgets have done for me in supporting my clients is we had a client, he's a seasonal business, and we've started working together about 3 years, and we are positioned to be at over 400% in revenue increase in terms of the growth over the years. It's been an exciting time, and it's coming from the importance of knowing your numbers, using all these strategies and more that we have spoken about. Cash management tools. What are some of the things that we can use to increase cash flow for growth and competitiveness? The bank reconciliation, cross-checking what's happening with your internal records, your external records, your real life bank account. And a quick thing I always tell my clients, and when I'm training, even support generally information, always look at your bank account every day. You never know what's happening. The bank reconciliation process is it's a key tool which can help you to quickly spot fraud, errors, loss of money in your business, in your company. Cash flow forecasts. That's such a lifesaver, right? Quickly, are you going to be short in cash? Are you going to have to change pricing? Are you going to have to change your product line? Cash flow forecasts are powerful, very, very powerful. I'll emphasize that. Again, we spoke about budgets, key metrics, key indicators, using them, again, looking beyond the numbers. It's so exciting for me. You made a sales of $1 million. Okay, is that good or bad? Okay, why was it only $1 million? Why was it not 1.5? And what was the makeup of it? Are we off track or on track for budget? Getting into all these various metrics, it's very exciting for me, and it tells so much about what's happening in your business. Again, positioning you for growth, profits, cash flow strategy, increasing the value of your business, and so much more. Reviews. You need to look at your business numbers at least monthly. Depending on what's happening, it can be even more frequent than monthly, but you definitely want to be doing that. So you're catching errors quickly, you're being innovative, proactive as well in your business. So what is this thing I like to talk about beyond the numbers? That means what beyond the numbers is the story behind the numbers true. Are your numbers reliable? There's this computer jargon, garbage in, garbage out. So are your numbers reliable? Are they relevant, accurate, timely? Can you verify them? If you said, okay, I spent $1 million on computer equipment, is it really $1 million? Do we have the invoices to support that? Is it something that we need to keep track of? Is it relevant? Is it accurate? Did we actually spend $2 million, but the numbers are, not accurate, are miscued in whatever reason? Are we getting this information 6 months later? Can we trace back to the source document, the computers? So Is the story behind the numbers true? Always ensure that the stories are true. There are various strategies and things that we talk about, and to really ensure the numbers can be verifiable if the numbers are true. And I was training executives in the Caribbean and Asia recently, and we got into this. I put out this debate, this discussion. Can the numbers lie? And it was such an exciting discussion. It's interesting the feedback that came, and the numbers can lie. That's why we have fraud, and we can never prevent fraud, but we minimize the impact of fraud happening in our businesses, in our company. And a key way to do that: systems, processes, reviews, all these things are going to help to minimize fraud. So again, the numbers need to be accurate. The story behind the numbers needs to be true. Cash flow warning signs. Like, think of it, we're going on a journey. We want to make sure our vehicle is equipped so that we have the necessary warning signs. One of my first vehicles, there was no, the indicators were not working. Those indicators, on the dashboard, they were not working. So you're driving, think everything is fine. Your tire's gone, like out of air, and it's like, oh, so inconvenient. So it wasn't a fun time for sure. So you want to make sure that you know these warning signs, you know the triggers, so you can act quickly. If you and I'm gonna just quickly touch on them. If you're having to constantly put cash in your business, cash injection. And again, it's the reason why it's important. But if it's a case where every time it's time for payroll or to pay taxes, you have no money, that's a red flag. You have to, okay, am I going to use the line of credit or the credit card increase or monies from our personal self? These are important indicators. Slow collections. You're supposed to get monies, your payments in 30 days, in 90 days, and you're still not getting payments, slow collection. It will indicate that there's likely going to be a cash crunch. Changes in the environment, supply and demand, getting into a bit of economics here, and world impact and industry, so forth. Unpaid accounts payable. You're unable to pay your bills. Let's put it that way. Just unable to pay your bills more over and over and over, indicating a cash crunch issue. Decreased liquidity. So you just don't have enough money to purchase what you need to purchase to keep your business going. These are important cash crunch warning you need to be aware of. And then we'll keep going. So having cash flow plus systems that are effective in your business will lead to your risk in your business being reduced. So what are some of these risks? Let's quickly touch on there. A whole lot of business risk. And when I talk about business risk, I'm not talking about the riskiness of your service or product. That's just a part of business risk. There are lots of types of business risk. And I was a part of an anthology last year. It was a bestseller, and my area was on the business risk and valuations. And it was so interesting that a lot of persons weren't aware that there were so many types of business risk, and it was just like a tip of the iceberg. So financial risk, right? Interest rates, again, exchange rates, all those things, the prices that you're selling your product or service for, that can be risky. Technology, how secure is your data, your systems, business continuity. Do you have a succession plan? What's going to happen if you get sick? And customers, the mix of your customers. So for example, you might have what's called a guerrilla account. So most of your sales are from one person. Like 90% could be from company A or client A. That's a red flag in your business. That's risky, because if something happens and you lose that account, where does your business stand, right? Insurance and human resources could be your team. You might have a high staff turnover, things like those. Insurance, you might not have adequate insurance. So all these types of risk will impact your business and, of course, impact your cash flow. So you want to be positioned in your business to have reduced or minimal risk for sure. So all this starts with having adequate bookkeeping. I did a piece in Cognizant, and this was one of the things I spoke about, It's a struggle for maintaining current financial records for a lot of CEOs, business owners, entrepreneurs, but it's going to have to start here. It has to start here. Garbage in, garbage out. So you want to have effective systems in process in place so that your business environment is structured, right? So you want to make sure that you are have then you're not at high risk of missing transactions or error transactions. Like, for example, expenses. $1 in missing expenses can lead you to be paying 50 cents more in taxes, depending on your tax bracket. And let's multiply that by thousands and millions, depending on where your business is at. That does lead to a great loss. So you want to make sure that you are positioning your business so that it starts from the basic bookkeeping, transactions, recording, systems, processes are effective so that you are really positioned for that strategy, growth, and longevity in your business as well. What's next? After we've covered all this, what's next? I want you to definitely to review this presentation, make your notes. Think about how will it apply in your company, in your business. Be committed to improving your business. You might need to get support. You might need to get additional software training. That's okay. And definitely be committed to this process of and keeping your eyes on the cash flow. Let's change the trajectory, right? Let's change the belief that's there that, okay, your business will never survive. You can't never pay less taxes. You can't be profitable. You cannot have a business without debt. Cash flow can never increase. All these myths. Let's just change the trajectory. Be committed to changing the trajectory in your business. Think about why your business exists. If your business goes down, let's think about all the businesses that have gone down. And even if yours go down, it's not just you that are impacted, teams, persons relying on your services, right? So again, I am because we are. So the importance of realizing that your business is not just a number, it impacts lives, generations. I just want to throw in this joke from one of my executives, and we're training recently. Why did the businessman put his cash in the river? To keep it flowing. I asked him to come up with a cash flow joke, and we were laughing. So I said to her, I'm going to be sharing this joke in the future. So I made sure I gave her credit. So thank you so much for listening in. Thank you so much for. Just going to move my little face again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. And do stay in touch. If you have any questions, reach out to me. My website is there, www.thecashlab.ca. Send me an email, info@thecashlab.org. Phone, text 888-421-5206. And these are just some of the other media publications I've been featured on: Cognisal, Authority Magazine, Entrepreneur. I'm a writer for Entrepreneur magazine as well, that business magazine. I've been featured on American Express, Thrive Global, and I have a TV series as well. So do bear all these in mind. And also, don't forget that it's important to know where your business stands. So when you go to my website, you do have a complimentary gap assessment, a checkup. You can take it, you get your results right away just to see where does your business stand. It's always important to know where you stand, what is happening in your business, what's the riskiness, what needs to be done differently. So do go to the website, take that quiz. You're going to see it at the top, scrolling there. You can quickly click, and it's not very long. So do take that gap assessment. And I must say thank you so much again for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in, for being a part of this Combat Champion Summit. It was definitely my pleasure. And as always, keep cash flowing in your business. And remember that your business will never survive without cash flow. It is the lifeblood of your business. So signing off. Thank you so much. I am Kirsha Campbell.